You've replayed that conversation probably 12 times by now, something she said, the way she looked at you a second longer than usual, the text she sent that could mean nothing or everything. And you're sitting there genuinely unable to tell if you're reading real signals or just seeing what you want to see. That uncertainty is one of the most quietly exhausting feelings there is, and here's the thing, most people try to solve it by looking for dramatic proof. A confession, an obvious move, something impossible to misread. But attraction almost never works like that. The real signals are smaller, quieter, and once you know what to look for, they become surprisingly clear. The mistake most guys make is thinking interest looks like confidence. Like, if someone likes you, they'll just say it or make an obvious move. So anything subtle gets dismissed. She was probably just being friendly. That probably didn't mean anything. And you talk yourself out of noticing real signals because you set the bar too high for what interest is supposed to look like. But most people, especially when they actually like someone, get more careful, not less. They second guess themselves, they hold back, because rejection is scary for everyone, not just you. So the signals you get are rarely loud. They're behavioral, consistent, and they show up in patterns. Here's what those patterns actually look like. Signal 1, they find reasons to keep the conversation going. Most people, when they're just being polite, give you a clean exit. The conversation has a natural end and they take it, but when someone is interested, they keep finding threads. They add something after you've already wrapped a topic. They ask a follow-up that wasn't necessary. They bring up something you mentioned last week that they didn't have to remember. That's not accident. Memory is selective. We remember the things and the people that matter to us. If they keep pulling the thread, they don't want it to end. Signal 2. Their body orients toward you even in groups. This one is subtle but consistent. In a group setting, people physically face the people they're most engaged with. Their feet, their shoulders, their attention. If you're in a conversation with multiple people and they keep turning toward you, yet not performing for the group, but coming back to you, that's the body doing what the mouth isn't saying yet. Psychologists call this orienting behavior, and it's mostly unconscious. You can't fake it for long. If they keep gravitating in your direction, pay attention. Signal 3, they mirror your energy. When someone is comfortable with you, is genuinely comfortable, not performing, they start matching your pace. If you slow down, they slow down. If you lean in, they lean in. If your tone gets warmer, theirs does too. This is called behavioral mirroring, and it happens automatically when two people feel connected. It's not something people consciously decide to do. So if you notice that the energy between you two shifts together, almost like you're in sync, that's not coincidence. That's connection showing up in behavior. Signal 4, they get slightly awkward around you. This one surprises people. We assume interest looks smooth, but for someone who actually likes you, and the stakes feel higher around you than around anyone else, so they might stumble over a word, laugh a little too quickly, say something, and then immediately say, "That made no sense, ignore me." That kind of specific, slightly too aware awkwardness is different from general social anxiety. It's the awkwardness of someone who cares about how they're coming across to you specifically. If they're cool and easy with everyone else, but somehow slightly off balance around you, that asymmetry means something. Signal 5, they initiate contact without a reason. There's a difference between responding and initiating. Anyone can respond, but when someone texts you just to share something they saw, or starts a conversation that didn't need to be started, or finds a reason to reach out when there wasn't a natural one, they were thinking about you. And they acted on it. That takes a small amount of courage every time. It's not nothing. Someone who isn't interested doesn't manufacture reasons to be in contact with you. Signal 6, they remember the small things. You mentioned once that you hate a certain kind of food. 3 weeks later, they reference it. You said offhandedly that you were stressed about something and they check in on it. Small details stored and brought back. That's not just good memory, that's investment. You retain the information that matters to you. If they're keeping track of your small details, you occupy more mental space than they might be ready to admit. Here's the truth that ties all of this together. Attraction rarely announces itself cleanly. It shows up in repeated small behaviors, consistent patterns, in the moments when someone didn't have to, but did anyway. The problem is that most of us are so afraid of being wrong that we dismiss signals that are actually real. We protect ourselves from hope because hope feels dangerous. But here's what that costs you. You spend so much energy analyzing that you never actually show up. You never give them anything real to respond to, and both of you just wait. The signals in this video aren't guarantees, nothing is, but they're worth taking seriously. And if you're seeing several of them consistently, stop convincing yourself it's nothing. Sometimes it's something. Subscribe for more every week.